Me too. Whoa, it's day. Whoa, I didn't investigate everything. I also wanted to come. No. Yeah, that's great and everything, but I had stuff to see, places to be, you know.
Hey, Henry?
Yes.
What do you look like?
Oh,
Why are you asking?
Because I'm horribly superficial.
I know that. What?
This isn't that hard,
That is what she said.
unless you just don't want to answer.
I don't want to answer. I genuinely don't want to answer. You can presumably
In case,
play the entire game without answering. Maybe that is the
I'm
way
going
to
to
go.
say that you are lopsided like the hunchback and... ooh, hairy like the man in the iron mask. Take that. Now let's see. In my scope, I can only tell you're a white guy wearing shorts.
It's hot. And maybe, by the way, I'm not white. It's not very, you know, PC or whatever they say.
Oh my god, you are the whitest man. Wow. I don't need a spotting scope for that. And if not shorts, then what do you normally like to wear?
I'm not answering that. What the hell is wrong with you, lady?
Can't be that hard.
No.
Think of your closet. Open it in your mind. What is inside?
No. No. We're not talking about my looks. We're not talking about my clothes.
I'm guessing nothing but really gross bowling shirts. Congratulations.
I'm sorry. This is sexual harassment in the
Please
workplace.
Tell me about your face.
No, fuck off. No. No. I'm not saying
I
anything.
know it's not easy.
No. No.
Come on, you're no fun.
Indeed.
Sorry.
Okay, I'll try one last one.
No.
I want to know about your eyes.
Get out of here.
I'm drawing you. I need to know.
You're what?
Is that okay?
No.
Don't answer. I'm gonna do it regardless.
Of course you are.
Fine.
Your eyes,
Creep.
tell me.
No. 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 No, 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 no. I refuse to answer any of these questions. It might be as bizarre.
I'm just gonna make it up, and because I'm nice, you won't look too disfigured. Okay, got it. Thank you, Henry.
Get what you need?
Absolutely.
Excellent. See, this would have been a lot more creepy were she to actually get any sort of description. But as things stand, once again, that's sexual harassment in the workplace. That possibly, for some people with a shortage of imagination, that would be a lot more suggestive if the sexes were flipped. Imagine that. That would raise a few eyebrows, wouldn't it? Ah, the thermos goes here. Good enough. My pet turtle. Oh no! Oh, yes! I'm grabbing a hold of him and carrying him with me. Maybe I should leave him here. Ah, it's too late for that. I guess. Oh boy. And that's presumably more stuff for me to do, more places for me to go. I really, really wanted to investigate over the... Frankly, what did I... Oh, right, he probably typed up some more stuff, so I have to read that. I'm confiscating the fireworks just in case I need them on me. See, the intriguing thing about all of this is you presumably can do all these bizarre, intrusive things to the teens. You can destroy the stereo, you can pick up those stuff, but I didn't. That's the thing, I did not. All of this stuff disappeared. So someone might have done it, but at the very least, it wasn't me. That much I know. Now, obviously, once again, you can do that, and then this situation takes a completely different turn. But if I didn't, then that's another scenario entirely. May the 3rd, I think today is going to be normal, though Delilah is having a hell of a time getting the communications wire fixed. Those girls really did a bang-up job fucking us over. Did they or did they not? Seriously. Now, I appreciate the fact that there was this little thing scribbled on top of a rock next to the telecommunication pole, but at the same time, was that them? Was it? A few days before I left, I got a call from Jules's dad. Oh goodness, not this again. Realized I hadn't really talked to him over the past few years as much as I thought. I think I was so worried about getting Madeline on the phone whenever I would call her. I just stopped calling altogether. I guess that's the sort of thing writing all this stuff down is supposed to make me realize. Anyway, Mick just wanted to see how I was doing and wanted to have me out, and I appreciated it because he's got that ain't no worries bloke attitude, but it doesn't feel right. I bet Madeline's been hard on him. God damn. Here's something else I realized. Jules liked my parents. She liked them both. So is Julia, wife's sister? So his sister-in-law? Or is that not the case? Because maybe Madeline is another sister-in-law. She liked them both, but it didn't stop her from laying into me with "you're acting like a father," and I realize now that I love the parts of her that she got from Mick and the parts of her that she got from Madeline. Scared the living shit out of me, except for the whole looks department. No denying she lucked out the... Okay, all those remarks are on the sister-in-law. Is that the same sister-in-law that's been quite kind to him? Definitely that possibility. There's presumably nothing of interest in the desk drawers. I've checked them before. They're not that exciting to explore. I put on my Forester cap. Am I? Who am I exactly? A file watcher? So many things you could potentially call me. I'm not a ranger. We have figured out that much because the rangers have been referred to repeatedly over here, and I am not one of them. So I'm some sort of a lookout. I haven't even put all the boards up. Oh, left click board up. That sounds like an idea and a half, doesn't it? Hey, I found a board someplace. I do remember finding a board. So how about I find the boards to board this window up? That sounds like a reasonable plan for today. But yes, as much as I may appreciate the attention I'm getting from Delilah, I'm not actually appreciating the attention I'm getting from Delilah. I'm highly distrustful of her. She might have my best interest on her mind. She might not have my best interest on her mind. Or she might be neutral. She might be chaotic neutral. It wouldn't surprise me. Every single time he goes down, he does that thing. Once again, I found a board in one of the supply boxes, I think. It was the one further to the north, I believe. But it's irrelevant. I may have found all the boards I needed all the way over here. Thus I may quickly complete my task of boarding this window up. Unless I need another board, which I think I do. I think I need just one more. Yes, I do. And for that, I need that single board that I have found elsewhere. Unless I manage to find a different one. He boarded up pretty much everything, except for the very middle of the giant hole. An exquisite choice, I guess. Why not leave the best for the last? Huh? Why not? I am about to get a message from Delilah momentarily, am I not? I wonder what this will be about today. Or am I just on the lookout for a plank? Because I do distinctly remember a plank being there. Also a wooden board over here. And I don't even have to lug them one by one, so that's also appreciable. Where'd the baseball go? Also, I've unwedged him by accident, but that's okay. You can wedge him back. If you so desire. Which I apparently do. I don't know why I desire to leave things be as they have been altered. Because I don't necessarily leave them as I found them. But in this bizarre, modified state of being somewhat messed up. Alright, let's board this window up. That'll be it. I'll complete my task, presumably I'll get another one. Oh, it's presumably on my map screen.
I got that window all patched up. So, what should I do now? What's next?
What's next? What do you think is next?
Nothing.
Well, you've been the one giving me tasks for 2 days straight.
What's next is you sit in that room until September 1st and call me at the first sign of smoke.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you let me know when you're mentally prepared for that task and I'll give it to you.
You know what? Beauty of it is, I can just ignore that and go on exploring. And damn it, I think I will. No task whatsoever. I want to visit all these places. I'm not quite sure how time passes. But I'm not about to announce that I am ready for work. Ready to watch out for signs of smoke from over there. What I'd rather do is go south. South might unlock new places. I haven't explored there too much. I haven't been to, say, Cache 308. So what would I rather see? Well, I know what I pretty much have to see. How did I get back? Huh. Yet I've gone around. Intriguing. Alright. So, aside from the fact that I need to find the axe, and I need to explore the campsite again. There are many paths I can take. I guess I could just meander around for a bit. I could go to the medicine wheel and then afterwards head south, explore through here, then head west, go through check the gate, canyon. Yeah, let's explore from south to southwest. Methodically, thoroughly. Thus I want to head west from here. So no, I'm not ready for work, Delilah. Not quite yet. I've got things to do, places to be. Up and over. Presumably I should head south. What is that? Suspenseful sound. What is it? Candy is still Should I eat it? Is that the only way to neutralize it? The only way to fight the buzz is to eat the candy ball. I'm not sure I'm ready for that sort of dedication. Alright. This will be mostly passive exploration unless I stumble upon something of note. As such, how about I shut up for a while? Unless I find anything intriguing. If I do find anything intriguing, I'll just remark upon it and then we can go from there. But until that happens, I'll just stay silent, not waste my breath, and I will not waste your time. Time skip this entire journey. Drinking how rather tempted I might be to talk to myself in spite of everything. It's nothing of note that the medicine wheel of course there isn't anything of note. It just dawned on me, and presumably I should splice it into some part of this ridiculous explanation. What if the teens did not write that note? Now, as bizarre as this may sound, think about it for a moment. What if they didn't? What would that imply? Well, that would imply that someone else wrote the note, and that we don't know where they are, which we don't. I haven't seen them write the note. I don't know that they did. It seems to be reasonable, it seems to be plausible. But at the same time, if someone else wrote the note, and they didn't, maybe they have been kidnapped, maybe they've been killed, and maybe the note was written in order to convince me that they are out there alive, or at least have been for a while, to accuse me of these things that I have not done, and to provide evidence for the authorities to find eventually, and to ultimately nail me with. What if that is the case? I don't know that it is the case. You could argue that I don't have reason to suspect it to be the case. But it may very well be the case. There are, of course, other considerations that have not occurred to me a while back, but that may nonetheless be of note. For instance, how did they exactly get out if they did? This doesn't sound like a terribly difficult question. Well, the same way they got in, right? Well, they got in somehow, and then they got out. The way one does. What's so hard to get? But at the same time, you do recall that at some point it has been noted that ultimately I am stuck here. I cannot get out if I desire to, and I would have to be airlifted out of here if I were to actually have to get out of here. Precisely because of these bizarre circumstances I have found myself in. Because there's been a rock slide and some other weird happenings. Because of communication cable being cut, we can't really call in help easily. So that also factors into the situation. But because of the rock slide, there is no escape. How did that happen? Well, that's a separate question. But if it did happen, which it did, well, if there are alternate routes out of here, then the protagonist isn't terribly bright, which we have already established quite firmly a while back. But other than that, well, in that case, Delilah once again isn't too bright either, or she's not terribly helpful, which we have already quite firmly established, or at least I did. But aside from that, there is the distinct possibility that he's right, she's right, and that the teens did not therefore get out because they couldn't. And if they couldn't and didn't, that they're not out. They're in. And if they're in, well, they're either alive or they're dead. They either wrote that note or they didn't. There's also a distinct possibility that I'm reading way too much into this. And I'm just very, very idly speculating about all sorts of things. There was nothing to find there. There was pretty much nothing to find there. Fine. Now might be the time to do this. Which I should have done a while back. I might not even cut out too much of the explanation because it wasn't...
Okay, I think I am ready to tackle my long-term commitment of keeping this national forest safe from total destruction.
I am glad to hear you've really thought this through.
Of course.
We've issued you a comfy chair to sit in and everything.
You know, it's not really that comfy. It's wooden and there's no padding. I think I actually got a splinter in my thigh this morning.
Aww. Well, regardless, take a seat. The forest depends on you.
Why don't you take a seat right over here? Whoa, hold on! I didn't sign up for this! Whoa, I didn't even read the final sentence! What?
Hello, Henry. Having a nice afternoon?
What? What? Well, I was.
Well, I was.
Hardy har.
Fuck you.
Finally paying for all those years of giving my bosses attitude.
There we go.
Look, I called with bad news. 2 young women, Chelsea Stevens and Lily McLean, were reported missing. They've got parents out in California who haven't heard from them in a week.
Told
They
you!
were supposed to meet an aunt down in Cody. If they're the girls from last week, then you're probably the last person to have seen them.
Every step of the way, I've told you, I fucking told you!
I didn't do anything to them.
What about their camp?
That wasn't me. You know that.
Don't get defensive.
You do know that, right?
Look, it's not gonna be an issue.
It's you. It's you.
I mean, if they turn up dead, then maybe. Should I just not say anything and save us the trouble?
I think it's worth mentioning something.
Yeah. I'll keep it vague. I really don't want to talk to the cops.
Oh, of course you
Me
don't.
neither.
All right, Henry, thanks. Enjoy the sunset.
I've told you! See? I'm not... What times... But once again, my ruminations were absolutely on point! Of course! You can't leave, so they didn't leave! Someone killed them! It was...
Henry, wake up.
You bitch! Henry.
Get out of bed and pick up the radio.
Or else what, Delilah?
What do you want?
Hey, you big dumb idiot.
You're a big dumb idiot.
Oh, baby, you sound tired.
I am.
That's
Are you having a nice time?
a very sad dream.
Sure. Are you? Everything good there? Jules?
That's a horrible...
What? Oh, sorry, Henry. Yeah, I'm good.
Julia.
That's good.
Well, I'll let you get back to sleep then.
Okay, Jules.
Of course, that's...
Delilah seems nice.
Sure.
Bye, baby.
Once again, we know it's a dream, for obvious reasons. But at the same time... yeah, of course, Jules. That's what he called Juliet. That was his wife. That wasn't his sister. That was not anyone. Is the game about to end? What am I witnessing here? Supply drop?
Is it too much of a pain in the ass to bring supplies all the way up to our towers?
Well, I get my stuff hand-delivered.
Oh, how's that work?
It's the perks of a decade of service. You're out hiking in 90-degree heat, and I get to do crosswords. Isn't life miserably unfair? Anyway, when you find a supply drop, remember it's not just for you, okay? Other lookouts, biologists, a few people get their food there, and I don't want to have to call in for more. There should be loads of good stuff, though. Beans, prunes, jerky.
An axe? Oh
My
god.
sister eats 6 prunes a day.
Oh no.
6. She's, like, really precise about it.
Oh no, I know what's
She'd be
gonna
great at
happen.
this job if she didn't need wheelbarrows
Fuck.
full of marijuana to function.
Oh no. Oh no. Guys, you remember those trees that I need to chop down?
So, like, 2 weeks ago, you called me in the middle of the night. You were sleeping, I guess, and all I heard was the name Jules through the mumbles. I just thought it was so sweet. I wanted to wake you up, but then I thought maybe you were having a nice conversation, and I'd just be spoiling it. I hope you're doing okay, you know, when it comes to her.
Am I? Should I be here?
I am.
That's a lie, but that's okay.
Good. I'm glad. Look.
No one would believe me in real life.
A couple of months before I took this job,
I'm good.
I was with this guy, Javier. He's incredible, caring, sexy as hell. He was a driller down in Casper. We dated for almost 5 years. I was working with the Wyoming Outdoor Leadership School, and I was obsessed with it. I wanted to be an instructor so badly. And I was sure I was going to marry Javier as soon as I could be bothered.
Yeah, and
This
then
was
you...
also a good excuse to get out of town, drink whiskey in the mountains, cut loose. Then, Javier's brother got killed working in Gillette, and for some reason, I didn't come home. Javier said it was fine. He'd go to the funeral, take care of his mom, stuff like that. It'd be easier solo. When he came back, he left me. I came out here. I lied and told my sister he fucked our neighbor. So, I lied to you. I came out here with a broken heart just like you. I figured you've told me so much about you, so, you know, there's something about me. We both fucked up.
You know what the saddest part about this is? I've legitimately missed and blanked out on a part of the story. Okay, so the guy left her ultimately. But hold on, who died and how? I'll just check. Sorry, hold on. All right, 4 things. There were 4 things I had to tell you. Let's hope I don't forget any of them. Now, first and foremost, it was Alejandro's brother. No, sorry, Javier's. It was Javier's brother that actually died. She did not attend the funeral, and that's when she got dumped. So that's the story you've heard no more than 2 minutes ago, I guess. From my perspective, it's a bit different. But at least you can have the confidence now that I am aware of what is going on, and thus not totally out of the loop as far as the game's current going on are concerned. There were also 3 other things I was supposed to mention, and it would be really nice if I could first orient myself, figure out where exactly I am, and then proceed from there. This is 241. Where's 241? Right around there. I'm supposed to head north to the supply drop. It's made very clear where I'm supposed to go. We've been there before, there was nothing there. I'll get to the point relevant to that in a moment. However, other things of note. Thing number 2, the axe. As you may have noticed, there's another tool that I'm lacking that will come in useful. Namely, an axe, a hatchet, something like that. It will allow me to cut down trees, to press wildflowers. It will allow me to get through the thicket. It will allow me to both cut down the trees that I can cut down to create some temporary wooden bridges. And it will allow me to get through thorny vines blocking my way. But at the same time, once I find the axe, I have an inkling we are going to find the dead teens, or at least that's when they will start to get seriously investigated. They'll be found dead, chopped to pieces using an axe, and then Delilah is going to say, "Yes, officers, this guy right there. This is the axe-wielding maniac. Look at him. He's got an axe, and these people were killed with an axe. Also, he's new, and he's been acting suspicious ever since I first met him." So that's another thing I wanted to mention. Thing number 2. I find the hatchet. People are going to be found dead, killed with a hatchet. Thing number 3. As far as I understand it, there's a super volcano under Yellowstone. I'm not sure how nearby we are. As far as I understand it, this is not entirely Yellowstone. But then again, I don't know the extent of the volcano. It is, however, fairly near beneath the surface, somewhere around Yellowstone and possibly nearby. Now, if it were to no longer lie dormant, if it were to awaken, that would be horrible in and of itself. But as far as I understand it, if you were to mess with it in exactly the right way, or perhaps in exactly the wrong way, but on purpose, and well, with some fancy expensive equipment, but at the same time in a very particular way, you could potentially kickstart the apocalypse. Horrible things would happen. The explosion would ruin the planet as we know it. That's the third thing. That's as far as all the conspiracy theories are concerned about what might just be going on here. The fourth thing is that I might be misinterpreting everything that's going on here. As they say, I might be wrong genre savvy. Perhaps what I am dealing with here is essentially a romantic comedy. And what I have been misreading as signs of malice and wickedness are essentially the effects of a quaint sexual tension between the protagonist and Delilah. Perhaps we're dealing with bizarre courtship here, and I'm not effectively in a horror film, so to speak. Perhaps my interpretation of these events is horribly, ludicrously skewed towards, the horrible and terrifying, rather than the quaint and heartwarming. Perhaps I'm misinterpreting the social interactions here, misreading them horribly. Who is that? No, that's just a Paul. It's not the fault of my intelligence, though. That's not the situation with the butterfly and the bird. It's just me seeing things with the unknown. I need to take pictures. I need to remember that I can't take pictures. See, you can't have the compass out and pull out the camera at the same time. Apparently that's not possible. You need both hands to operate the camera, I guess. At least he does. Oh boy. I am obediently heading towards the supply drop. I tell you people, I will find the axe over there. That's the final tool I need. An axe, a hatchet, something along those lines. I know, shears. If I were to find shears, I'd actually be a lot calmer, but shears won't help me chop down trees. So no. I am either going to find two separate tools, one to clear paths and the other to cut down trees, or I am going to find the same tool, a hatchet, to whack through the weeds, etc. on one hand, and on the other... this is not the place. And on the other to chop down trees, skip and jump. Yeah, I got all the way north over here. That's not the spot. What am I doing? No, head on south. And then proceed over there to the west. Oh, I found it. Can I call that in? No. You know that I will open up all of them, right? Food for other lookout, no tools. I could pick it up, but here's the thing, that would make me the lunatic and the antisocial one. So I'm not going to do that. There are quite a few things you could do in this game that actually would make you the loony people are painting you as. Found the supplies.
Found the supplies.
Oh, good. Enjoy.
Nothing suspicious. Right here, right now. I could hypothetically end the day and nothing of note would happen, potentially. I don't know about that one. Perhaps I ought to head out and investigate. Say, check the fence or something. The game is giving me some options, and presumably there will be consequences for my actions. I could have done a handful of questionable things so far. I could have messed with the two girls. I could have messed with the supplies. So far, I don't think I've done anything really terribly questionable. Or have I? If I regretted anything, I might have regretted... I regretted not investigating early on. Maybe I have to regret being too open with Delilah. Because ultimately it's supposed to be a professional relationship, but I guess all pretenses of that have gone out the window a long time ago. Which perhaps is supposed to be perfectly fine. Perhaps I am supposed to take into account that she is a woman, and therefore what she does is not sexual harassment in the workplace or anything creepy like that. Perhaps I'm supposed to welcome this and treat this as a lovely, appreciable flirtation that it possibly is. Once again, perhaps I'm misreading the situation, perhaps I'm misreading the social cues. Perhaps I'm taking a somewhat unusual stab at this. It wouldn't even necessarily be all that compatible with an American point of view. After all, the Americans would excuse almost all bad behavior by a woman by pretty much definition. Not that they would admit that they would, they just would. And they would claim that they wouldn't, because they would claim that they believe in equality, but that's not how things work out. And some of course actually do. And for some things would work out that way. Although from what I have seen, they can have blinders on sometimes. But that of course is a horribly contentious subject. I guess. It's not necessarily a nice thing to hear. Sounds like an accusation. I guess it is an accusation. I would like to hear that. I guess quite a few people are uncomfortable with the idea of perceiving themselves and others perceiving them as acting unfairly. But then again, they have... they dislike that a lot more than they dislike actually behaving in a way that's unfair. Which is obviously a fairly known phenomenon in people. If people can eat the cake and have the cake, then that's the best. All too often, the sort of thing that's expedient is at odds with the sort of thing that aligns with the virtues. But if you can lie to yourself that you are virtuous while at the same time doing these questionable things, then you maintain the peace of mind. Where the hell am I? This is a path west. Wait, what? Hold on. No, this is a path south. And east? Yeah, it's convenient to lie to yourself, etc. That's the problem. That's the problem with me taking a reasonably long break as far as playing this game is concerned, and then monologuing for a reasonable while, but at the same time trying to be fair to hypothetical people I might be upsetting. The problem is, namely, that I end up in a scenario where I get lost in the forest because I can pay attention to a limited number of things at once. And if I pay attention to what I'm saying and try not to go on autopilot, try to be even-handed and trying to find all sorts of subtleties in what I am saying instead of just going for very bluntly potentially unfair statements that paint everything with broad strokes, etc. And what? And I'm on the move, then yeah, I fail to navigate properly. I don't know, was I doing anything else at the same time? I was just narrating. That was it. I don't think there's anything else I can actually call in. '18 US Code, paragraph 1863. And there's a question mark over there. Okay, so what is that exactly? Have I taken the picture of this thing? Perhaps on the other end. Wouldn't hurt to take the picture over here, right? I might have literally taken this picture before. There's no sign that says I'm forbidden from taking photos. So I don't think I'm breaking any laws. I sincerely hope so. I could visit the cave. I also need to snap a pic over there. I think I'll just report everything as done. I could try to investigate the area. Perhaps I ought to? I don't know. I get the impression that everything is pretty much fine and dandy and done. I could try to head on over here to the southeast to potentially find some campers. But other than that, I don't think my efforts will prove fruitful to any extent. In fact, I'm pretty damn sure they won't. Alright, I've carried the granola bar over here. Let's snap a pic of the broken window. Not so broken anymore, I guess, but I'll snap one inside and outside. as evidence, I guess. And let's see what he typed up recently. I realize that the NBA finals are this week and I don't even know who is playing, probably the Lakers. There was some elk up near the tower yesterday in the evening. They walked right up the path from the lake and grazed the way back down the other side. Got myself thinking about Julia, that she would have drawn them. Not drawn them in, but, you know, with a pencil. Especially the bulls with the big horns. Antlers, yeah. Yeah, bone versus keratin. The problem is I realized I hadn't thought about Jules much this week. I went back and looked through my pages and she's not in there. Just a job and talking to Delilah. Fancy that. I'm thinking about what I'm going to do this fall. Jack shit. I got a little upset thinking about maybe there was a moment she was thinking about me while I wasn't thinking about her. And then I started thinking about why the hell I am out here. Relative clauses. And why I am not just with her. Taking care of her, seeing how she's doing. What if she's doing better and I don't even know? I don't think Mick and Madeline would even know how to get a hold of me. If they did, I don't know if they would. If they did what I would do. I have a couple of good weeks. Then all of a sudden I can stop thinking, why the fuck am I out here? I don't know, dude, why are you? Guess I can finally call it in. And I guess it's also good that I actually got here because I got to read that. I can also try to check out whether the campus where they were supposed to be, but I don't think that's going to be the case. The odds are not in the favor of that. I don't know why it's pointless to explore. I'd think every day would be filled with exploration and new discoveries, but at the same time, there isn't really much to see at this point. So I guess if the game wants to pace itself, I can't explore all the time, because there really isn't much left to see. I'll try anyway. I'll try to see if there's anything out there to see. And if there isn't, then at the very least I will have done my due diligence. I will have checked and established that it is indeed the case. The trail is still blocked. Okay, alright, I'll call it in, I guess. I still can't come to terms with the entire situation. I don't have my axe. I'll eventually presumably get my axe and things will go south. I honestly don't know where this is going. This was mostly an exercise in not being a dick. I can do that. I can refuse to take the other supplies. Oh, and the only thing that occurred to me in the meantime was, what if the supplies for me are somehow, you know, marked, spiked, I don't know, laced with something? What if my food has been messed with? What if I should have picked another package and left the two folks' package there, or switched them, picked someone else's package, and have given them my own? If nothing is wrong, if they're the same, presumably there's the same amount of food, there might not be. If they're the same, then no harm. Nothing horrible has happened to anyone. However, if something's amiss, then we'd find out that way.
All right, I got everything I need out of here. Time to chow down.
Just yours, right?
Who do you think I am?
Day 64.
You've got a front row seat for what might be the biggest fire of the year.
Yeah, it's really going.
What is that?
I'm gonna call it in. They'll send in a hotshot crew for some suppression, but I bet we'll be stuck with her for the rest of the summer. And she doesn't have a name yet. I usually think of something
Julia.
funny or something practical or a little risque when coming up with them.
Julia.
But why don't you do the honors?
No, 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 not the light, dude!
No ideas, huh?
The flapjack would be nice, no reference to
Come
her.
on, there's gotta be something creative in that brain of yours.
This is too personal. This is a bit personal. Fine, the big fire, the most boring option.
Well, we should just call it the Big Fire if we think it's going to be.
The big fire.
The big fire.
Yeah,
Well, that is practical.
always my goal.
I'm actually amazed we've never used that name.
Sometimes the best names are the most obvious.
The big fire it is. So there's this creek down the hill, and, you know what my favorite thing to do is?
What's that?
I love to take a bottle of whatever I have on hand, plunge it deep into the water, and let it chill in there all day. And then, on nights like tonight, when it is so disgustingly hot, I have something nice and cool to drink. I learned that from my sister in Santa Fe. She'd do that with a bottle of tequila near her house and make margaritas the size of your head. You'd like it there.
Would I? What if I was with... No, 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 we're not flirting with the crazy lady.
I've had one too many bad experiences with tequila. A little reticent to try it again.
Well, maybe you just need a new, good experience with it.
No,
Yeah,
Delilah.
Are you looking at the fire?
No, I'm not.
You should. Let me know when you are.
Which means freedom! I can take as long to not look at the file as I possibly desire. Once I'm done with not looking at the file, I can tell her that I'm looking at the file. I look at the file. Nope, nope, definitely not looking at the big file. Every time I look at this though, I think it opens to the outside. Every damn time. And every damn time it obviously opens to the inside. Plenty of books. Oh, hold on, hold on. What books did I drop in the cave and are they miraculously here? Because I figured, hey, maybe One Chance to Die was one of those books. Am I? I'm wrong, right? It couldn't possibly be the case. Either way, another thing that has occurred to me. You want to call that one in? Finally, the Two Oaks map. Another thing that has occurred to me is that... Come on, Weston, don't blank out on me. Oh, man. Ah, yes, the cave books. Maybe it didn't go off the edge of the map. If it did, it would presumably fall forever and then it would reach an illegal position and the game would either crash or would despawn it. And maybe there's a routine for when you despawn the book that actually handles it in some reasonable fashion instead of just freaking out. So maybe it just teleports into some reasonable spot. Or there is, of course, the possibility that there's the possibility. I want to put it away. Thank you. There is the possibility that. Oh, this is my jam. There is the possibility. God, why? There is the possibility that it just fell through the floor, right? And spawned inside the cave down below. Maybe you can go into the cave, and maybe there's a portion of it down below where you stand initially at the entrance, instead of just going onwards in one dimension, well, in two dimensions. Maybe in the third dimension, you can go further down, and maybe the books have just fallen through the cave floor and onto the next level of the cave. Maybe once I get into the cave, I'll be able to retrieve them. It's a distinct possibility of that happening, right? Well, I won't necessarily be counting on it, but it could conceivably happen. Put on the hat. Take your turtle. I'm adopting you. There we go. My turtle. could call it in, and damn it, I will call it in soon enough. Is there anything else I could call in? Anything else, really? Calling in toilet paper? No. I feel like I ought to head out. Or maybe call in... Fine, let's call in the Two Oaks map.
Yeah, that fantasy map from before looks like it was made by Brian Goodwin. The handwriting matches everything in that folder I found.
Maybe it just fell out a while back?
I guess.
What do you mean fell out? Brian, was that the father or the son? Yeah, that was of course, one of the two men who was here. Well, possibly the son, but you never know. That really doesn't tell me much. 20 what? Oh yeah, 20-sided die, of course. Well, I could just watch the file, or I could try to explore. The stream got mentioned. I could possibly go there. I haven't made too much of a use of my flashlight. Now I might have the opportunity. Where do I even wish to go? I haven't been down west over there, really, and I haven't been to the east. Thus, I would like to head south. Funnily enough, precisely towards the file. I really need a way to whack through the weeds and cut down trees. That's what I really need. To expand my toolkit, to be able to get through to the sort of places I have been blocked from getting to since the beginning. I want to explore what I have been unable to explore so far. Find out what I couldn't have found out. I'd like to unravel all these mysteries. But whether it was supposed to happen for a good reason or not, or if it was not supposed to happen at all, which I sincerely doubt, I am not building a positive relationship with Delilah. That much is very clear. I am avoiding all the opportunities to do precisely that. On purpose, largely. Because, once again, I just don't trust her. There may be nothing more to her. Just the innocent things I've heard. But, despite not having any single substantial thing, well, I've ultimately seen and heard enough to have me somewhat worried. I could name all those happenings, but presumably you've seen everything. You will here. You know exactly what I am talking about. Once again, on one hand, it's not like I can say that I know exactly what is wrong. I don't have a smoking gun, so to speak. I don't have hard evidence that something absolutely desperately is going on, and I should be worried about that for a particular reason. But at the same time, that's not how people operate in reality. If we waited on hard evidence for everything, we would never make practical decisions. Thus, unusual though it may be for me, for you, probably not for people in general, I'm working on a hunch. Oh, lovely. That not operating with 100% certainty. I could steal toilet paper. Wow. I'm not operating with 100% certainty. But rather, I'm making more or less educated guesses about the situation. And ultimately, I may miss out. Perhaps I'm making the wrong call, taking the wrong path. Perhaps I'm making these judgments in error. I am absolutely willing to correct my course if I am to discover that that's the way to go. Although, it's really tough to prove a negative, so I'm not sure it can really be demonstrated that Delilah is an upstanding, decent citizen. Everything's perfectly fine. She's not really up to no good to any extent whatsoever. At least without metagaming. Without taking into the account that time passes and thus things change, yada yada yada. Without taking those sorts of things into account, it would be tremendously difficult to actually convincingly figure it out one way or another. The suspicion could permanently linger. But at the same time, what are the costs here? What's the cost-benefit analysis like? Well, the risk of me not playing along is that perhaps I'll miss out on a once-in-a-lifetime sort of opportunity. Yeah, to effectively cheat on my wife, eh? But in a way, of course, move on with my life. On the other hand, if I am right about all of this and there is some terrifying plot, then if I make a mistake, I will just be dead or a patsy or something along those lines. So perhaps I'm making the exact right decision here. Perhaps being careful is the way to go. Fine game, you've made it perfectly, absolutely clear that's pretty much the only option I have.
Okay, I'm looking at it again.
I love how they look at night. During the day, it's just smoke, but when the sun is down, you can just get lost.
Yeah, you can just get lost, lady.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here.
I'm not. Why do you say that?
Why do you say that?
Because I do. I'm not crazy.
I don't believe you.
We've had such a good time, right?
No. Say nothing. Say nothing!
Well, I like you. I don't talk to the other lookouts as much as I talk to you. Not in the same way.
This is not happening.
I know you're not really available, but I want you to know, well, maybe it'd be nice to get together at the end of the summer.
Don't get any ideas, lady.
Look, we don't have to plan or even talk about it. I'm just having the thought. I wish I was over there. It'd be nice to be near somebody.
No.
We could talk
No.
about these radios.
No.
We could, you know.
No. This guy is married. What could we do?
What? What could we do?
Well, let me tell you.
I shouldn't have asked. Oh God! I should have asked. That was not my intention.
You're
What
going fishing without a license?
It's one fish, and I'm sick of all the stuff I got to eat.
No, I won't tell anyone you're a poacher. That reminds me, I keep hearing reports from Fish and Game about a problem bear they're trying to keep tabs on. Can you search around the lake for fresh tracks and just let me know what you find? there was a crew burning fire lines out to the east, and, you know, I think sometimes it riles up the wildlife.
Problem? But fuck that. Is problem a euphemism?
Does problem actually mean murderer? Like how Charles Manson is a problem cult leader?
Oh, come on.
Problem?
We just have to look for tracks, that's it.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I've seen what they can do to a tree, and trees aren't even food.
Yeah.
Thank you, Henry.
Yeah.
So let me get this straight. There's a murderous bell on the loose, and Delilah's suggestion is, how about you go out there and, you know, just find the bell, the deadly murder bell? How about you try that? Such the lakeside for bird tracks. I am not going fishing without a license, damn it! It's illegal! And I am a law-abiding citizen. Is he though? I hate these random spawns. Okay, where am I? I can't remember. If I have a point of reference, some landmark, then I can immediately tell where I am. But without them, I am lost. I'm headed north. I was supposed to go to a lake. Oh wait, I know where this is. We need the acid lake, so to speak. Jonesy Lake. Jonesy. That's where we are, of course. I figured it out. I know where I am. Problem B. Oh yeah, how about I use flash photography? How about I try that? Well, this is a suicide mission. Seriously, what the hell? This is a bad idea through and through. I should at least be armed with something. I'm looking for bird tracks. Okay, what exactly is the game plan when I find the bird? What am I supposed to do? Think about it for a moment. I find a bird. What happens then? This is why humans tend to be successful as a species and as individuals. They're capable of planning ahead. They can have their ideas die for them. Thus, oh my. Front row seat. What? I don't talk to the other. Are these my notes? Wapity wapity. Wapity station. Guys, these are not my notes, presumably. Presumably, these are notes from another lookout. And these are notes on the sorts of things Delilah has been telling that lookout. Like, oh, I don't talk to the other lookouts as much as I talk to you. Maybe we should get together. Yeah. And lookouts tend to go missing. They tend to go crazy. They tend to not get remarked upon that much. For instance, the guy who used to be at that lookout tower of mine, he went missing alongside his son. I found his discarded backpack, and Delilah wasn't terribly interested in telling me all about it. Now see, here's the thing. I can call this in. There's a smidgen of a problem with that, though. Once again, this will effectively be an accusation. And this may end the guy who made these notes. So maybe, just maybe, instead of blindly taking every opportunity to do so and calling in every single thing I can, maybe I just keep this one to myself.
What D, I
No!
found a clipboard down here.
No!
And
You
there's
idiot!
something strange going on.
At the lake? What's up?
Shut the
Someone has
fuck
written
up!
down what we said to each other, have been saying.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't talk to the other lookouts as much as I talk to you, not in the same way.
That's Hank.
No way.
Wait, hold on. Something's out here.
Henry? I'm worried. You didn't find and eat any mushrooms, did you? I mean, they can be fun, but also, you know, devastating.
Come on, baby, give me the notes. You're kidding me! No! No,
Just let me know, okay, buckaroo? Oh god, I don't know why I just called you that.
I wanted to read the thing. I added it into my goddamn inventory. It's not here. I can see it. I can see it. It's not here. Oh, this is really getting my goat. This is horrible. I really wanted to read that out. And I really specifically wanted to avoid telling Delilah about it. I didn't want to call it in. I just wanted to pick it up. But no. And yeah, I'm supposed to go over there, right? Damn it! I'm pretty sure that H is not him. It's not Henry. It's someone else. It's Hank. She called him Hank by accident earlier. She is presumably being deceptive. Someone else's radio. Don't tell her about it. Whoa! Oh, bell! Or is it a bell?
Henry? Are you there?
That's not a bell. A bell would have killed me.
What happened, Henry?
Don't tell her.
Holy hell, I got hit in the
It's
head.
that guy.
Punched or something by someone.
Are you serious? What the hell is going on out there?
I don't know. Jesus Christ.
Let me get this straight. You found a clipboard with, what, transcripts of our conversations? What else is on it?
I don't know. It's gone, along with the radio of theirs. You know, somebody out here could have just killed me, Delilah.
What the fuck is going on?
What's Wapiti Station?
I don't know.
I saw the name Wapiti Station right before I was cold cocked. Does Wapiti Station mean anything to you?
Snov.
Wapiti Meadow. Maybe it's Wapiti Meadow. It's on our maps. It's not too far from where you are right now. It's where you saw that damn fence. It's north of the lake. It looks like there should be a trail somewhere on the north shore of Jonesy Lake.
I'll start hiking that way now. God damn it, my head.
Are you sure you saw what you saw, Henry? Maybe you pissed off some more campers and they came back to sucker punch you. This just seems like a misunderstanding or something.
There are people listening to our conversations. The person or these people were hiding in the bushes down here. What the fuck, D?
I don't know, Henry. This sounds crazy.
Yeah, and you're not the one who just saw our words on a clipboard out in the middle of nowhere.
Those words were from 2 weeks ago.
I know they were.
And that's not concerning.
What's to say that they don't have transcripts from 3, 4, or 5 weeks ago?
Our entire relationship, friendship, our whole summer.
Someone is out here with the walkie-talkie taking notes and talking to God knows who. Look, I could hike over there and look around, but I won't be able to get through the fence.
How do you know?
I already tried months ago when I was out there hiking.
Curiosity got the best of you, huh?
Rightfully so, in hindsight.
Well, shit.
Why are we talking about this?
Spend all day banging on it and see, I guess.
Hey, actually, those guys doing the controlled burn, they might be able to help.
Where are they?
Beyond Ruby River, there's a scout camp. They burned a line a few days ago that should let you hike right to them.
Well, that's great.
If they haven't left, they're probably the type of guys who would help you get through that fence.
Excellent. Once again, I don't trust Delilah. I don't trust her one bit. But presumably, he's like whatever. I'm going to get my turtle and such. Oh yeah, I know what I wanted to complain about. That was an atrocious scripted sequence. See, I had a plan. I had a very clear plan. And what happened was the exact opposite. See, my plan involved not telling Delilah about that. And...
Hey, I called around. Things seem normal with everyone else.
Oh, fucking hell!
Should we call the cops or the Forest Service and let them know this is going on?
That's a good idea.
Don't you think that would sound, you know, crazy?
But that's the truth, Delilah.
It is crazy. We have to tell someone.
Tell them what, Henry? Tell them we're being stalked and you were attacked and we don't have any...
Yes!
I don't know. Tell them we're being bothered or something.
Henry, I really like this job, okay? And if I give off even a hint of cuckoo to my bosses, they are never gonna let me come back out here. Do you understand that?
All right. I'm headed toward the camp anyway.
Okay. Keep your radio close to you.
Sorry, I just choked on my own saliva.
Hey, what you just said, keep my radio close to me.
Yeah?
Before I got attacked back at the lake, I saw a radio on the ground, kind of like the one I use.
And?
Do you think that maybe someone was, you know,
I don't know. What?
Yeah, that's my point.
maybe intercepting our frequency with other radios or something?
Obviously.
Henry,
It's just a thought.
I don't even know how you would do that.
Yeah, well, you sound worried.
No, I'm not. Okay, let's not spin out of control. Just keep hiking.
Whatever you say, boss.
Look. I thought I couldn't reach it. What? Well. oh, God, that's brilliant. You know what I was about to say? That was a horrible scripted sequence. These goddamn games. That was a horrible scripted sequence because I wanted to read every single bit of info that was on that clipboard. Similarly, I haven't read Julia's journal, etc. back at the start, but you can pause your video there and see. Also, you can pause your video and see what was exactly transcribed on that bit I've just found, and so can I if I take a break and investigate. I think the problem Burr might just be the problem guy I've encountered early on, and there are possibilities, so to speak. If Delilah is honest, then she's just moderately crazy and incompetent. She's just afraid they'll kick her out because she's either crazy or she's done something mild. And this is, well, effectively her last chance at something in her life. It's,
I know we don't know what's going on yet, but I don't have a good feeling.
yeah, no shit.
I don't like feeling vulnerable. It's not like you can just call the police.
Yeah, you can. That's what
I
they are
was
for.
thinking about the good ones. It just struck me that if anything weird like this happened to them, happened to Brian, just how scared he would have been.
Oh, yeah, no shit.
He had his dad to protect him. Ned, right?
Yeah.
You don't think he could?
No, you're probably right.
It was 3 years ago. He's in high school now. He's on summer break.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
He's dead. And his father too, presumably. I wanted to read everything. It wasn't added to my notes, unlike every other single thing. I couldn't read it thoroughly. I just had to proceed. I didn't want to. I had to tell Delilah about it, even though I really did not want to. What? Don't tell me there's a corpse in the outhouse. Let's call in this guy.
You know, I don't think there's any fictional character I hate more than Forrest Burns.
Henry, as an employee of the Forest Service, that is treason.
Yeah, well, he really freaked me out as a kid.
Not yet.
He inspired me to spend the bulk of my 30s keeping the wilderness safe.
A shrink would have a field day with you.
Thanks, Mom.
What kind of name is Forrest Burns anyway?
Well, that would be a pun, Hank. A glorious pun.
Yeah, we know you like
I went to
puns.
junior high with a guy named Royal Butts.
Royal?
Butts.
I didn't think anyone had been named Royal since the 1850s.
Well, Royal's mom, Flo, was a bit of a trendsetter.
Flo Butts? Oh man, that's even worse.
Yeah, well, it's still better than Forrest Burns.
Nope, nothing suspicious going on in the outhouse. I still felt the need to investigate, though. Get wedged. Yeah. There you go. That rope was amazing, though, wasn't it? Just glorious. Wait, hold on. I wanted to take... No, I did pull Jaina back. Yeah. Of course I did. Pick up the cap, put it on your head. Pick up your turtle. Roll it around. Come on, turtle. We're going. Love you too. What did the note say? There was a meteor shower last night, and man, if you've never been hundreds of miles from a street light during one, you're really missing out. I sat outside with my feet on the railing and watched them zoom overhead until 3 in the morning. Even with the fire still burning, they were the brightest shooting stars I've ever seen. D. Oh, it's D now, eh? You've abbreviated her down to a single capital letter. You've still got a wife, dude. Yeah, also a future ahead of it. D hung in till past midnight, and we had a good time watching them together. I've been thinking a lot about life after working out here. Yes. One thing is for sure, I want to come back next year. Oh. Would be great if D was back in Thoroughfell, and I got to do Two Forks again. He was saying that the Forest Service likes to keep people in the same lookouts. You get better at the job that way, I guess. So maybe I'll leave my typewriter out here over the winter so I don't have to hike out with it on my back. Oh yeah, they're gonna find your typewriter, dude. Excellent. When you're dead. After the season, I was thinking I'd see if there was more National Forestry Service work out there. I'll call up Dixon at Cotton Mountain and see about working at the slopes. Be nice to get back into skiing, and honestly, after a couple of months being outside, I'm not sure I'm ready to be stuck indoors. We'll see. Alright, that's moderately intriguing. And my plan is fairly clear right now. I am to head southeast finally, but I'll try to head southwest to Cottonwood Creek and beyond if possible. These guys will give me a damn hatchet, presumably. That'll be my final tool. And with it, I will clear every single thing out. Everything. All the trees and all the blocked paths. Uncover every single secret. Get all the available notes. And then, and only then, will I head all the way to Hoppity Woppity. Thoroughfell Basin. How have I never been there? Also, I have contemplated many possibilities. Maybe it actually is Bigfoot. Who knows? Maybe he's fenced in over there. I'm not Agent Mulder. How would I know? I've got it. I checked the recording. My goodness, there's plenty of stuff there. Two Faults is a good guy. Two-way comms, so they can listen to Delilah and me concurrently. So they are listening in on our conversations. Haven't seen Mama Grizzly in 2 months. So that's the problem, Burr. And that's mostly the extent of the problem. Well, the situation is not necessarily a problem, although it mostly is a problem.
Oh, the big fire isn't going anywhere, huh?
No, that's why those guys came out to burn that line. It's at the stage where all we can do is pay attention to it.
They're not gonna try to put it out?
Not yet, apparently.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Those were the guys who severed the line. Oh wait, there was another statement. Delilah never called in to check the hiker list. That was also mentioned. So she wasn't particularly interested in figuring out the situation with the hikers. As far as I can tell, and this might be confirmation bias. Frankly, if anything, this probably is confirmation bias, because what I am about to say sounds pretty ludicrous, or rather counterintuitive. Doesn't mean it's not true. Counterintuitive things can be true. They can be true all the time. But if they're not correct, and you don't have particularly good reasons to believe that they are correct, then you sound ridiculous when you go for them. I think the guy who knocked me out, the guy who bopped me on the head might be, and the guy who's actually spying on me, listening into the conversations, might be one of the good guys, and Delilah might be one of the bad guys. That is my intuition. Although that just might be the sign of my bias against Delilah. Because since I've claimed that before, I might have all the reason to insist that that is the case. How would I check that it's not, though? Well, by doing precisely what I am doing, presumably, which is investigating who these guys are, because I can't quite get to Delilah. Not terribly easily. This is presumably not the path. Presumably, this is where the rock slide was, and I will find nothing here. But on the other hand, next to Ruby River, I will be able to find a safe passage towards the campus. So there's that. A burnt out part of the forest, which will allow me to proceed now. Either way, not trusting Delilah seems perfectly fine. At worst, I'm just somewhat unfair to her, and I'll make it up to her. You never know who you can trust in these sorts of circumstances, and I have reasons to be paranoid. However, once again, if it turns out that I am correct, and she's not exactly on my side, but is either crazy, horribly incompetent, and loopy, or just straight up malicious, how is this the first time I've actually encountered this path? What the hell is going on here? Perhaps I never had actually taken that particular path down here because there was no reason to take it. Seriously, of all the shortcuts, why would I go through the... Doesn't really save me time. Presumably the path is around here. A bit of burnt out forest that I can finally proceed through. Further south. And then I shall be up on my way to Happity Wappity. My interface is a toppy. More books. Someone has been placing them here. And of course I'll have to move them back to my station. Now a major motion picture starring Anders Nelson and Neil Black. Thanksgiving. South City Airport is packed to the gills with travelers eager to ditch the dreary metropolis for the holiday. And a group of Soviet terrorists has just ensured that nobody is going anywhere. Only former South City cop turned world-class detective Neil Black can cut through the red tape and give the hostages a fighting chance. While the FBI is ready to start World War III, Black knows the only person who could have orchestrated this act of terror. And it's not Ivan. Starring Michael Keaton with Kurt Russell as Don Carl, Terminator 7 is coming to the big screen in the summer of 1986. I need to bring those books back. Lovely. Put back. Accidental Savior. John Russell knows the president's life hangs in the balance, but who would believe him? Not just another James Bond. World-class political thriller. Okay. Not a book, a different book. I need to pick them up, take them back to my place. As pointless, utterly pointless as that may be, I'll try to collect those silly little books. Don't you worry, I get it I've missed out on those that fell into the cave, but that's okay. Oh, so those are places I need to investigate. Over there, east and west, up to the north, Wapri, and the cave.
I found where they did the controlled burn. I can hike right through here now.
Yeah, normally they wouldn't do that so close to a body of water, but I think they're extra worried about a fire jumping the river and burning up to 2 forks, now that there's someone in it.
Well, I'm extra appreciative of that.
Let's see. The scout camp is southeast of the river. There should be a pond on the way.
Got it. What happens if a controlled burn gets out of control?
It stops being a controlled burn and becomes a fire.
Fired.
Are you serious?
Oh, come on. That one was an honest accident. I'm not even in the mood for wordplay. That's how wound up all this shit has me.
I appreciate that. If she's somewhat unwilling to make puns, then maybe, just maybe, we can come to some sort of an understanding. I find that to be a necessary prerequisite. There we go, a wide open meadow, a place I have never been to. We're all the way here, down south. Wait, hold on, can I... Having gone through here, I can go west or east. And as you may have guessed, I will be headed west first. Supply cache 308 ought to be over there. If I turn a tad north. Which I will soon enough. Alright. Making my way west. Headed westward. I have to find some goodies over there. Maybe the axe finally. If I find the axe right now, you bet I am not investigating further north immediately, but rather I am taking the opportunity to clear out everything that has previously stood in my way. There we go, a river. That's the Ruby River, presumably. Sorry, that's well, at this point, that's the Cottonwood Creek. At least I know where I am. Now, I ought to head further north to an extent to make sure I haven't missed anything. Because, as I've mentioned previously, I really like to be thorough. But other than that, I think I'm fine. I think I'm perfectly fine. That's an enormous tree. Yeah, thank you. A big tree indeed. Huh. A ski near the big tree. Why? I'm trying to wrap my head around the entire situation. Yeah, that is a big tree, but why is it of such significance? There are plenty of trees all around. Why is this one more significant than the others? I have noticed it myself before the protagonist took notes, but at the same time, ultimately, what the hell? Yeah, it's a tree, but it's a tree. Perhaps it'll come up later as an important plot point. Perhaps it will not. Perhaps there's something to it, perhaps there isn't. That ski has me more intrigued than the tree itself. Oh boy. Once again, an enormous area for me to explore with no apparent side paths. Nothing unusual, nothing of interest, aside from that big tree right in the middle. That I have dutifully jotted down a note about. Oh, it doesn't seem to be anything of significance around. Nothing much. This spot seems promising. Is there anything here? Or is it another dead end? That's the entrance, isn't it? That's the medicine wheel. Oh my goodness. So now there's a path open between the... No way. And yet the evidence is incontrovertible. The trail has been cleared. So there's a path that leads from the medicine wheel all the way south. Fancy that. But if that is the case, then the cache should be very nearby. Let's, however, investigate as thoroughly as I have previously been doing. There might be other paths for me to find. Perhaps some more obscure ones. Navigating this is somewhat annoying because all those burnt out tree trunks that you could ordinarily just traverse are out there as impassable obstacles, blocking my way. I should have forded the river in some better spot. That doesn't matter. Or does it? There we go. A supply cache. 4, 3, 2, 1. Intriguing. Okay, is there anything noteworthy? The path from the medicine wheel is a no-brainer, I know about that one. Protect the forest, of course. So many cans. 3 blind rats. Ah yes, another classic. Another Neil Black classic. When FBI informers need protection, you call the police. When those informants wind up dead, you call Neil Black. In a rain-soaked return to Self City, Neil Black is hung out to dry. He's the only man who can piece an FBI case back together, with danger lurking around every corner. Introducing Black's arch nemesis, the shadowy Don Carl, 3 blind mices. Sturgeon at his best. Neil Black is stabbed in the back. Who will be the one holding the carving knife? One thing's for sure, it's not the farmer's wife. Alright. There's nothing else here, right? Just this book. So the easiest way to deal with this would be to head north immediately, through the medicine wheel, and all the way back to deposit the book back in my place. Can I go through here? Not quite. Fine, I will go around. Oh boy. Oh look, it's my wedding ring. Guess it wasn't such a bad idea to come back here. Oh, you've taken off your wedding ring, of course. Put it back on, dude. I'm not going to be role-playing a bachelor on my watch. Well, this is going to be quite a hike. Seriously, what the hell? Where did the book go? Not again! Oh boy. Okay, where the hell did the non-read book go? I am getting seriously ticked off by these books going through terrain repeatedly. There's not even a chance of the book being down in some cave, is there? It's just lost forever. Fine, I can take the red book and deliver it, but my goodness, this is annoying. There's so few things you can even do in this game, and to be forbidden from actually successfully doing these few things that you can do, is heartbreaking. Alright, I'm back here. Another thing that has occurred to me is that most of those duck noises, if not all of those duck noises, might have just been hunters using those little duck imitation whistles. And those people, some of them at the very least, might have been the people keeping tabs on me. I don't know, rangers, hunters. Perhaps Dave and this other guy might be involved in this. They might not be the guys who've done this to me. They may have had a run-in with those same people. They may have worked for them, they may have discovered their presence. There's quite a few possibilities. Quite a few. And of course, my statement is the absolute bare minimum. Oh, they may have somehow been involved with these people. Couldn't have possibly been more vague. But yes, there is a possibility of them somehow vaguely being involved in some way with those people. I'm afraid I can't make a more definitive statement at this point in time because I clearly have no idea what is actually going on. All I know is that I want to find an axe. And I don't want to end up being the patsy. I don't want to end up being blamed for horrible things that may have happened with the use of an axe or a hatchet. Also, once I find the axe, I may potentially be able to deal with the burr. Optimistic, I know. But there is a distinct possibility. There's the big tree with a ski. We'll head east. Seriously? That's an enormous butterfly going through terrain majestically. Glitches in this game really ruin the experience for me. Otherwise, it's so nice and enjoyable, but the fact that I have lost some of those books really gets my goat. Really displeases me. It's not like I'm asking for too much. Just don't have objects fall through terrain. That's it. It really isn't much to ask for. It's very basic. It's a very basic expectation. It's very minimalistic. Other than that, it's a wonderfully crafted experience, but my goodness. Don't fail me like that. In such a basic fashion. I just want to be able to carry an item from point A to point B while dropping it some of the time on the ground and then retrieving it from said ground. I want to be able to juggle it to its destination. Because for some reason when carrying an item, any item, even a silly little candy ball, prevent it from running at full speed or anywhere near that. So either don't make people... Oh, that's lovely. Don't make people slow down to pretty much a crawl when they are carrying a snack or a book. Or, make sure stuff doesn't fall through terrain when people try to. Put it down for a moment. This is nice. It's beautiful. What's on the other side? Beneath the arch of greenery, beneath these embracing branches, what's around here? What if it's a bell? Hold on. Seriously? My hill again? Real 7. Have I somehow missed that that's the passage? How did I manage to miss that? Seriously, it's quite blatant. It's quite beautiful. How did I miss embracing? Wow, never mind then. I could insist that I'm not the most observant of people, but that's not necessarily the case. In the euphemistic sense, it perfectly may be the case, but at the same time, it's not that I'm terribly unobservant. It just might not necessarily be my day. Okay, that's a decent bit of equipment.
There's some old snowmobiles out here.
That's crazy.
Looks like one of the poor bastards was cruising across this pond and dumped it.
That was not a fun hike back to civilization.
What are we trying to accomplish here? Are we trying to get to Delilah using this bit of a mechanism?
Whoa, someone stripped these snowmobiles down to the bone.
Huh.
I mean, that's weird, right?
I mean, I can come up with a bunch of not weird reasons someone would do that out here, but given what's happened, yeah. Yeah, that's weird.
Okay. I guess someone needed the parts to construct something. Yeah, that's once again a very safe bet, but what and why? Presumably something beyond the fence. Or perhaps they were trying to sabotage any sort of vehicle out there so that people will not be able to leave, which would absolutely fall in line with the avalanche.
There's an old pond out here, not much more than a pile of mud. Do you have it on your map?
Yes,
Yeah, I know where you are.
she mentioned it.
Where am I?
Pork Pond. There used to be a sign up for it, but, well, folks kept stealing it.
Because it's called Pork Pond.
It's a good goddamn name. That sign would look great in a den, or, you know, anywhere.
Pork Pond. Indeed, a tiny pond. Consider that noted. Presumably, I have accordingly adjusted the information on my map. Yes, I'm all the way over here. Snowmobile has been marked. Pork Pond. I'm on my way to the scout camp. Any day now. Progress is slow. For the obvious and notable reason of me taking my sweet time anytime I am supposed to get anywhere, since I'm looking for hidden passages and such. Exploring my heart out. Except I'm not actually exploring my heart in all out. Just exploring the wilderness. As much as the game is trying to make me explore my heart. Let's head on over here for a bit. I'll get to the scouts soon enough. The anticipation is killing me. It's better than the bell killing me, or whoever the hell these guys were. But consider this. These guys knocked me out when they could have easily killed me. And just went on their merry way. Might not be outright terrible guys. I don't think they were simply afraid to kill me for any sort of reason. and they did not do it. So presumably I was just snooping about when I wasn't supposed to. Presumably I just got in the way. Which is fair. Alright, that's Camp Arapaho. Stop shaking it. The fallen trees have been marked on my map, even though I haven't really found them myself. There's this long drop over the... Oh, right, of course. I'll have to travel through the long drop, presumably. Report campsite.
Camp Arapaho.
You there?
Yeah, I am.
It's been out there since the 50s.
I was never really into the idea of the scouts. It's something about men organizing boys around their ideals. Never sat right with me.
What?
Beware weebelows in large numbers.
Beware of anyone in large numbers.
Is that just an anti-collectivist stance in general? Would make sense to a reasonable extent, considering that this guy chose solitude. Intriguing. I have no sympathy for collectivism myself, but at the same time, I don't know, organizing people around ideals in and of itself doesn't sound bad. The devil's in the details.
The bridge to the camp is out.
Damn.
I'm gonna walk the ravine and see if I can find some high ground to get across.
Good plan.
Alright there, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Looks like long drop it is. No coming back. Let's hope you find a way out. Otherwise, you're stuck here forever. Where's the long drop? I don't know. Presumably the bridge is where the path is marked. I needed to have crossed a river in order to get here, right? Well, apparently, yes. Fine, let's head north, first and foremost. And find what I can find, which isn't much. Right, I can head on over there, presumably that's where I'm supposed to go. Which is why I will not go over there quite yet. That's the entrance, that's the long drop. Oh, nice, a totem pole. At the very least, I'm on the other side. Thankfully, quite literally, for now. My goodness, this commentary sucks, doesn't it? Yeah, I guess that's mostly because ultimately I'm not doing much. So as much as I would love to elaborate, there really isn't much to elaborate upon, seriously. Fine.
You ever talked to any of the scouts?
No, they haven't been out here in a while, and I generally don't have a lot to say to preteens.
Fair
Unless
enough.
it's Brian Goodwin.
Well, if forced, I mean, I can make conversation with anyone. Plus, it was sort of fun to hear about all of his nerdy hobbies.
What type of nerdy hobbies are we talking about with him? Like marching band?
Oh, no. Like comics, model rockets, wizards and wyverns, you know.
That's good.
Hey, thanks to Brian, I can almost recall by memory the armor classes of most dragons.
That's good.
What? No, you can't.
Hey, planar dragons armor class. Let's see.
Okay, no, I believe you. We're good. We're good.
Once again, I don't like this guy.
I guess these little shelters are where they keep the weeblos.
For the past 35 years, yeah.
All the characters here are dislikable, my goodness. Not outright reprehensible, just... at the very least not my style. What happened here? Seriously? Everything's been torn to shite, so to speak. The snowmobile is down. It's not so mobile anymore. The shelters have been... Oh look, another missing person. Mitch Michaels. Oh yeah, we've heard of him. Seen around Jonesy Lake. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Got knocked on the head, presumably, and how fresh is the fire, dude? What happened here? Where are the scouts? I can go further over there. Or, you know, I can explore what I'm not supposed to explore, which is presumably what I'm supposed to explore, because that's what the gamer instinct is telling me. There's not much to find, presumably just an alternative... Yeah, the alternative path to reach the same point from another angle. Wow, yeah. Shortcut. You can go through here instead of through the... between these two rocks. You encounter the you enter the camp and see the exact same thing. I've been to all these shelters for now. There's a huge tarp. Let's go from the right side. Perhaps I ought to stop running for a moment, because this is quite intense. Perhaps I ought to snap a photo or two of the intriguing things I have noticed. Right? Like these things having crumbled to dust. Well, not to dust, but you know. Although I had a snowmobiles in Polk Pond, I won't be able to do that because after the long drop I'm stuck here for a bit. But once I get back there, I will snap a photo of that as well. 10 left. I should make these count. But at the same time, that was a suspicious thing. Why did I not snap a photo of the notes? Oh, you know why? Because I figured I'd be able to read them. Check this out. What have I found? The axe. Yes. But before I pick it up, I'll explore the area. Before I turn into an axe-wielding maniac. Potentially without the maniac part, but not necessarily. Oh look, a blocked trail. Not for long, because I am about to get the axe. This is a momentous occasion, a glorious opportunity. If I snatch the axe, I'm going to snap a pic of the axe. Oh yes.
Yeah, these guys are gone. I found where they were sitting around before getting picked up.
Damn.
Intriguing. They're gone. It seems like they've... Alright, taught by experience, I'm going to read it like this for now. Squad boss, Grand Council, Wyoming. Interagency hotshot crew, Paint Truck Ranger District, yada yada yada, Grable, Wyoming. Dr. Simmons at Wapiti Station. Regarding Dr. Simmons at Wapiti Station, Thoroughfare Region. Squad Boss Carlson, in the next few days you and your team will be dropping into the Thoroughfare Region of Shoshone National Forest to cut a fire line south of Ruby River. I'm writing you on behalf of Dr. Ben Simmons at Wapiti Station. He reached out to the superintendent with wildlife concerns about his research site. Upon your return, someone from his office will want to speak with you as part of a wildlife risk assessment of the region. I told them they have nothing to worry about and that your team's fire lines are most potent preventative measure in protecting the site, even though they'll be more than a mile away. But I think they've got insurance companies to answer to. Thanks as always for your service. Lichu Sarenko, Assistant Superintendent. Thanks, Super Nintendo. Alright, you possibly know what I suspect. As in, that they're all dead. They're not just gone, they didn't leave an axe in a tree for no good reason. They're dead. That was the debriefing. Oh, hey guys, you've seen too much. But if that is the case, then how am I still alive? That doesn't make much sense. So perhaps they have taken off and just forgot the axe. What happened to the snowmobiles then? What's going on here?
Hey, D, they left something behind. It's like a memo from their boss.
Did it say anything of note?
Yes, it does.
Next few days, dropping into the thoroughfare on behalf of Dr. Simmons at Wapiti Station.
Wapiti Station?
Holy crap.
Keep reading.
Oh, I just thought I would maybe, stop there, let the mystery percolate.
My mother always said I would meet someone who'd give me a taste of my own medicine.
They're running a research site out there. He was worried about wildfires.
Someone is writing down our conversations. And now we find out there's a research site out here that we don't know about? What are they researching?
I don't know. Palm toes.
I mean, you and I aren't very interesting.
Us. They're researching us.
Too late.
You think they're studying you and me?
I do, yeah. I mean...
Psychological.
It's about studying two strangers who talk every day.
Like, if you put someone in isolation with someone else, what they do.
Yeah, that's what I think.
They develop a relationship.
That.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I think we should allow for the possibility that this is all just a big misunderstanding, but... God, if you saw what you said you did... Fuck, Henry.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. So what's next?
I'm gonna do a scan for supplies and then figure out a way to get back over that ravine and hike towards the site.
Sounds good. Check in when you can, and keep an eye out for anyone following you.
Well, of course, the assumption is that you put them in such circumstances, put pressure on them, stress them out, and they're going to develop a relationship. Which is precisely what I'm avoiding.
I found an axe.
If one of the crew left it, that thing is actually called a Pulaski.
It looks like an axe to me. This thing will be a huge help.
For both getting through the backcountry and getting through that fence.
Yeah, I'm out of here.
Dzień dobry, pani Pułaski. I now have access to the axe. Tremble before me, O weeds and trees. You're going to get cut down, all of you. Every last one of you. Alright, chop chop. Hiya! Oh yeah. Nothing is beyond my reach now. I have finally acquired the ultimate tool. Alright. Now with a great axe comes great responsibility. I know that I'm supposed to cut this one down, but there were two to cut down, right? So I'm going to cut this one and the other one as well. Choppity choppity. Well, way too uppity. Timber. Uppity over to uppity. I said hop over. Well, I will cut down the other tree first. Need to unlock all the paths. Explore everything. I will not be heading to the research station for presumably my debriefing Until I actually figure everything out. What if Delilah is in on the entire thing? What if she is? What if she knows? And is just taking notes and figuring, oh yes, 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 you have been most interesting to observe, though, Henry. Right? That's one way to leave. That's another way to leave. Let's prance about both ways. Unnecessarily for a bit. Over that huge terrifying ravine. That sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? Alright, they have both been cut down. Oh no. Oh no. I've just noticed the big tree on my map and I can't help but wonder. Am I supposed to go?
I had a thought.
That's unusual.
Let's hear it.
You heard someone in the bushes.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's assume we're being tailed. Or you are, at least. Where are you right now?
Just on my way back, in and out of trees in the middle of nowhere.
Do you see anybody?
No, definitely not.
All right, so tell me what you think of this.
Yes.
Did you just cough?
No. Did you just cough?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Fuck.
There isn't any way someone, like, another lookout could be on this line, is there?
No. Not without tapping our radios.
Well, what about when I heard you talking to someone else?
I just left your line open. That's not what this is. Get in your tower, shut the door. Don't leave and don't use your radio. I'll call you. Understand? I will call you.
No! No! I don't want to listen to her! I have other things to do!
Thoroughfare Tower, this is Two Forks calling you for the, 50th time today. The big fire continues to move in a southerly fashion. Delilah, for fuck's sake, answer your radio.
Hello, sunshine. Sorry, went out for a little bit. What can I do you for?
I want to get out?
Are you kidding right now? Did you not stay up all night knowing that someone is...
I actually slept just great.
Okay.
By the way, I was wondering if your Flora of the Shoshone info poster was still up inside your tower?
What?
It's just protocol that those stay up. You know, info about your tower, the surrounding tree species, etc.
All right.
Just, you know, have a look at it. Make sure it's in ship shape.
You know, my intuition was that she would communicate in code. But as of right now, I don't know what code that would be. And see, notably enough, I'm going to read the notes. If she were in on the entire thing, she wouldn't make it so blatantly clear that she's in on the entire thing, right? She would act scared and say, oh my goodness, I don't know. It seems like they are tailing us. It seems like we are being watched. I'm so scared. I can have a conversation on this. Oh, you know, I can head out. But fine, let's actually continue on with this silly ruse. The clock is still broken. I wanted to do other things.
Okay, yeah, it's up. Why are you acting like this?
Great. Just wonderful. Do you see the tree in the top row, second from the left?
Sure. It's the,
No, you don't.
You don't need to tell me. Just, internalize it. It's
Big
a
tree.
great
Big tree, we will meet
There's
there.
an area called, that tree's name in your sector that maybe you should take a midday hike to.
Code, of
Maybe.
course. Cottonwood Creek. The big tree is the Cottonwood tree. We will meet there. Of course she speaks in code, that's why she sounded chipper. She was making this stuff up, etc. But once I found the axe, I wanted to make my way towards Wapiti Station, right? Here's the thing. I am not going to immediately go to Cottonwood Creek. Now, in the context of the game's world, that would be... This game offers you the opportunity to do the sorts of things that quite a bit impact the outcome. But... hopefully, time will not progress too much, because my plan for the day, instead of immediately heading to Cottonwood Creek, is to explore every last bit of the area aside from that. Also, if anyone is listening in, this is among the dumbest ruses I have ever seen in my life. Oh, there's an area that is named after the tree that's over there. Anyone who has access to the map knows that, lady. Anyone does. There's no other area around here that's named after a tree. So it has to be Cottonwood Creek. Anyone with any sense is going to figure that one out. You're not getting the coded message through unintercepted. You have failed absolutely at sending that message. And besides that, as I have noted repeatedly, I do not trust Delilah. Now, I understand that the best, simplest possible way to explain her behavior is that she's on my side and now is desperately trying to, well, help me and help herself. And, of course, Occam's razor dictates that if it's the simplest solution, at the very least I shouldn't just offhand discard it, should I? It really is the simplest way to interpret the situation. We are in as weird of a scenario as possible without involving additional bizarre betrayal-related factors. So with that in mind, how about I just assume that she's not out there to harm me, but rather is on my side, is terrified, and is trying to meet up so that we can escape. How about that? Now, if we are to escape in any way, shape, or form, that would presumably be through the caves. She mentioned not having access to the key, someone having lost it a while back, but at the same time, that might very well not be the case. What if she does have the key? She has found the key, and the cave complex can actually lead us out of this dreadful place and into the safety of the outside world. We could leave, or instead of doing that, the thoroughfare trail is the one I've tried right now. That's not gonna happen. If I head further south, I'm going to get to Cottonwood Creek, which is where I'm supposed to go, which is where I'm not about to go. What I need to do is go west, cut down that tree. I could just follow orders, follow instructions, play along, but I will not. My goodness, I will not. Because once again, I don't trust her. Perhaps that's the wrong way to go. I mean, literally. And possibly figuratively, perhaps this is the wrong way to go. Perhaps I ought to trust Delilah. Notably, there is no need for this. The area can easily be reached without the need for this tree to be felled. Which means it's just a shortcut. If there are any chase sequences I need to get involved in, then that shortcut might come in handy. A way to and out of Two Forks Lookout. Yeah, but do I actually want to be here? Need to cut through the brush. Is there anything intriguing in 5 Mile Creek area? Any paths I need to clear? I don't think so. If dealt with that tree, let's head on north, I guess? I need to clear this area. Which once again opens a shortcut, nothing else. It's of no further use to me. Alright, that's northwest. I will carve out all these paths, then head to the station. Presumably I won't be able to get there, but at the very least, at that point I will have tried. That's 306. Okay. North of here then. North and a bit to the east. Clear it out. Done. What now? The one near Jonesy Lake ought to be cleared out. I'll get there soon enough. Oof, I will clear those out, but that's for when I want to get through the fence. So let's get down to the canyon and then head west, I guess. Since I'm already here. Sounds like a reasonable course of action. Down we go. I will visit Cottonwood Creek soon enough, don't worry about that. If I had a sizable population watching at any point, maybe 10 years from now, I'd be curious as to the interpretation of the facts. Whether they trusted Delilah from the get-go, whether they trust her now, etc. I wonder how common my interpretation of things is. I can see quite a few ways to approach this game, of course. You can be very candid from the very start and maintain that attitude pretty much indefinitely. My goodness. I don't want the sun to set. Once again, I was supposed to meet up over there, presumably in the afternoon, not in the middle of the goddamn night. Alice not going to be terribly pleased about the entire affair. Don't worry about this. Those are not smoke clouds, they're just a weird thing that happens around here that I have no rational explanation for. These things just happen. I will clear the path next to Jonesy Lake and then head east, then north. Then and only then will I investigate what is beyond the fence. And then and only then will I meet up with Delilah. There are distinct advantages to what I'm doing right now. Any sane person listening in on our conversation is going to assume that I will be headed towards Cottonwood Creek, which I'm not. Alright, let's find the pyro lesbian camp. Once I establish its location, I'll be able to cut my way through thorns here. Presumably this will also be of no use to me, right? Because this leads from the pyro area to the north. Straight to Jonesy Lake. It's just a shortcut. It's nothing else. I am incredibly disappointed. This has been an exercise in futility. And it's not that it was... well, the tree over there may actually unlock something of note. Alright. There are two other points. I need to cut through things. I need to head east. Otherwise, it's just the gate and the tree. I also should check out the cave on my way. So, first the cave. I don't think I'll make my way in using the axe, but I might as well try. Then the thorns here and there. To the west of Hawk's Rest and at Bertooth Point. These might do absolutely nothing for me, but I'm going to try. Even if I have to time skip all the meandering. I'm traveling downstream, right? What is this? Which direction does the stream go? To the lake or from the lake over here? Presumably to the lake. Yeah, it travels to the lake, so I'm traveling upstream. And of course I know what I'm supposed to do. Presumably the map screen tells me to go to Cottonwood Creek. Yes, it does. In case I haven't figured it out myself, it's right there. No big puzzle. This is hardly an adventure game. Hardly. It's a hiking simulator. A walking and talking simulator. It doesn't necessarily matter how you want to categorize it. Okay, so it's this or that. So what? Is it an enjoyable experience?
I just heard something.
What is it?
I don't know. It was goddamn terrifying, though.
Well, it could be an elk, or it could be someone trying to get you to radio about a loud noise so they know where you are.
Fuck!
Fuck.
How about you don't do that again?
Once again, if they were making the duck noises earlier on, then they clearly will be making these noises. But yes, not religiously radioing in about every single thing. Sounds pretty smart. I think it's safe to say we're not getting through. Whoever it is unsurprisingly smarter than me. And by me, I mean this guy. This guy right here. No, yeah, I partially ought to take responsibility for phoning that in. That might have not been terribly smart. Once again, let's assume that we are actually being tailed by some lunatics. Perhaps... I shouldn't notify these people. Oh yeah, the next point of interest is around Hawk's Rest. It's fine. Let's head off. Yeah, perhaps I shouldn't give away my position. Obviously, if they're listening in, having these casual conversations, not the way to go. So these guys know exactly where I am right now. Oh, and sometimes when I did not call in my position, they might have had holes in the knowledge. Because I did not call in everything. And as I have either mentioned already or I wanted to mention at some point earlier on, it occurred to me that you could conceivably play through this game without calling pretty much anything in. That's the other extreme way of playing it. You can call If you can play without communicating all too much, without communicating almost at all. Or you could be even more candid with her and pull your heart out. All the way. It's a variety of things you could do. Or you could mix and match, you could do all sorts of things. Presumably, it's not the case that every single combination matters equally. Okay, so what am I looking for exactly? Something all the way to the west of Hawk's Rest. That was Hawk's Rest as far as I can tell, so it ought to be here. Some sort of a trail, some sort of a path. Right there, on the very western edge. Where could it be? I've discovered it and marked it. So presumably it's there. Is Hawk's Rest on the other side? I think I've seen Hawk's Rest. Oh, hold on. This is Cache 302. I'm too far north, I think. Yeah, I need to head further south. Damn it. Right, that's Hawk's Rest, right? I might as well investigate it again. Check if anything unusual has happened since last I've been here. Might have gotten visited by people in the meantime. Someone might be living out here. Will I get locked in? We shall see. Or maybe I should have checked this one periodically. Anyone in? Nope. Yeah, I'm not going to call in Delilah. Almost no matter what. The weather is getting weird. Though it might have always been windy around the... Maybe that's showcase how terrifyingly deserted and eerie that place is. Let's head on west and carve the path over the... Precisely here. Aha! Well, let me guess, it's just a shortcut. Doesn't unlock anything new. Oh, I just said I wouldn't be calling anything in. Now, am I truthful to myself? Nasty char. Might be Dave and his redneck buddy. That's always a possibility. Where's the tape? You've gotta be kidding me. The tape! God damn it. Oh yeah, it fell through the note. This is really beginning to piss me off. I said I wouldn't call these sorts of things in. Yeah, whatever. Dave. These are dated, so I could check the dates and compare them, but I think these are in the past. Dave, hey, Debbie told me about what happened at Cassie's, and I just wanted to say I'm really sorry. Real sorry. That's just, I don't know, fucked, totally fucked. Wish I would have been there. I would have kicked the living shit out of every one of those ignorant hicks. What? Dave was trying to explain to me why they kick your ass so good, and I just don't get it. Fucked. Anyway, man, I don't really know how to get a hold of you. I sent a note up to the hospital in Billings, but I'm not even sure you're still there. Deb and I are talking about heading up to Alaska in the spring. So I'm not sure I'll be out here again. So yeah, maybe you'll get this note in May. Also, dude, found this old song in the shit on Neil Hawk's Rest. Appropriate place for it, really. And I thought I'd give it the Ron treatment for you. Dig it? Get better, amigo. Find me if you're ever in Sitka. Ron. Sitka. I could have called in the old note. I was not supposed to communicate. I can still call it in. Fine. Just keep it. If I had the stereo, I could have played it, but no dice. I finally discovered an area that was previously hidden and that revealed new information to me. Okay, apparently I can go straight north without going around. And then there's another path that I'll have to carve that's just a shortcut as far as I can see. Nothing more. Oh yeah, long drop, fair enough. Let's take all these shortcuts. Where is it supposed to be? Well, it's supposed to be to the west of Cache 302. Where's Cache 302 then? I've seen it a while back. I'm headed north. There's Cache 302. It's just west. So I stick to the western side, and I should not miss it. That's the long fall. Okay. The long drop. And there's supposed to be a trail somewhere around here, right? There we go. You can go through here, but that'll not lead you anywhere. Or you can go down through here. Presumably, oh yes, of course, that just leads you north. And otherwise it does pretty much nothing. So now I can try to get to the fence, but that's not going to do anything for me either. So the only thing to do is to essentially go south from here. I've cleared the paths, opened up shortcuts, but other than that I've accomplished next to nothing aside from finding that single tape. Once again, you could conceivably suspect that... Come on. You could conceivably suspect that those are recordings of our conversations, but it's presumably just the music. Especially considering the notes and all that. Although, of course, you can tape over tape. So the options are there, the possibilities are there. But once again, I sincerely doubt it's anything suspicious. Can't hike up there. Fence is supposed to be to the east. And there inevitably it will sit. I'll be able to climb it, I'll be able to cut through it. The only thing I'll be able to accomplish so far is to cut down the tree on the other side. And that presumably won't even get me to the lab. It'll only open a shortcut someplace, I think. So it might be that the axe only allowed me to get out of where I was initially trapped, ensuring that I did pick it up in the end. Oh boy, yeah, presumably I will be cajoled into using it as a weapon. Not necessarily forced, I think. I suspect this is just going to test my nerves. See if after all that stress, I react with more or less unnecessary violence. That's what I would suspect. After all, I just got access to an axe. Axe-S. Wait, I'm heading northeast? How? Why? No! I wanted to go south. Makes no sense to go north. That's why you use the damn compass. Now I'm headed west. There we go. Now it's time to head through Thunder Canyon all the way to the west, then north, then cut down the tree, and then, presumably, being absolutely horrifyingly unable to barge into the lab, I ought to visit Delilah in a little absurdly transparent meeting spot. And we'll just go from there. Alright. Not that far up. From over here. There's a tree that I can cut down. Beyond this hook point. To the west. There we go. Cut it down. Alright, the woodcutter. I think that's all the trees. All of them. All that could fall. Right, I'm on the other side. Which has led me... where to exactly? Ah yes, into this little region south of the tree. With presumably nothing of note. Absolutely nothing of interest around. It ought to be a shortcut. Because it's either a shortcut or some point of interest. If it's neither, then that'll be perplexing. Imagine unlocking a dead end. It's absolutely hypothetically possible, but you wouldn't expect it now, would you? What? Okay. Here's a statement and a half from me. If this was a survival horror game, which I am still not counting out as a possibility, I would just be unlocking my escape paths. There would be a huge, horrifying, well, huge, long, terrifying escape sequence where you would have to run from point A to point B without looking at your map, just from memory. And those shortcuts would be exceedingly useful towards that end. I've opened up the way to the lab, guys. It's right here. If I am to head on home, then the quickest way is through the path here. So sticking to the western side, down this, then through here. Then I'll have to climb over then this fallen tree. The sign says no trespassing though. I've just unlocked this and I'll be breaking the law. I'm not sure I should do that. I've already broken the law, which shouldn't really be a contributing factor to this decision. Now, if I'm not a terrible asshole, I can always turn around, head to Cottonwood Creek, and deal with that. Or I could make the firm decision that I want to explore. Oh my, well, going in. Possibly I should not have done this. I am no longer an innocent law-abiding citizen. But then again, they shouldn't have bopped me on the head now, should they? Also, I guess I'll just live with the consequences, alright? Trespassing, that's a minor issue. Oh my god, I will be breaking more laws as we move along, okay? That's a mailbox, isn't it? But bee! No, not the bees! Maprisage personnel, if you are trying to reach Dr. Simmons, he is on site from August 15th to October the 15th. University-owned equipment is the responsibility of Dr. Johnson. Government-owned equipment is under the purview of Cat Ferdinand. Remember, this is a controlled area and any issues, malfunction, violation should be reported immediately. Well, I've crossed the threshold. I could say that there's no turning back, but there absolutely is turning back. I could always turn back. Just meet up with Delilah. Just turn around. But I think I will explore further north. And then and only then meet with Delilah afterwards.